action here. 3 5-minute rounds if they need them. This is a catchweight contest at 150 pounds. Konmon Deh in the dark blue, Vucenic in the green and black tie shorts.
Early twitch of the hip from Vucenic on that rear leg. Just motioning, he's going to go to work with that back leg.
I think he may have something of a Thai boxing background, Josh.
Just a bit. The shorts pulled high for the maximum hip movement, but you can see the guard as well. A bit more Thai boxing style, and that's a beautiful little double left hook to shoot the takedown. No way did Deh see that coming.
If Konmon Deh is going to be dangerous in this fight, it's going to be with his boxing. He's a very, very handy boxer. He's very good at closing the distance. He's very good at landing combinations. And to me, that's a great game plan early on from Vucenic. Setting up that shot with a couple of hip twitches and then immediately changing levels and going in. Great job early on from the prospect.
Yeah, well, Deh's trying to build himself back up to a guillotine here, but you can see that right hand, he's not able to bring the elbow high, and that's what saved Vucenic there, who is still having to fight this grip, though. So clearly, he's quite deep there on the inside with that left arm. Vucenic strips very nicely there, and that's good composure from him.
And just like the gentleman we saw in our previous contest, Mados Flaminis, Vucenic competing tonight in the first of a long-term deal with Cage Warriors, the first contest on that deal. So going to be wanting to kick things off with a bang, and as we say, perhaps set that contest with Lewis Mark up again next year. But he's got 3 rounds against Konmon Deh to deal with before he can think about any of that.
That was a good bit of power from Deh to use some explosiveness just to create enough space to scramble back up to his feet. You know, not necessarily looking for the big bridge, but enough to just create space. Vucenic tying him here up against the cage, though.
Keep it busy, guys. You want to stay there, need more, please.
You hear referee Mark Goddard there just asking the fighters to keep busy if they want to maintain that position.
Deh's keeping the wrists of Vucenic very tightly tied up here. You see Deh's right hand has got that cross grip off that overhook, and it's stopping Vucenic from really being able to commit here.
I mean, look, Konmon Deh looks to be in better shape than I'll be if I live to be a million years old, but how fit and fight ready can he be taking this contest on just a couple of weeks' notice?
Yeah, I mean, that's always a question mark. You know, a lot of good fighters do stay in shape all year round, and they're always game ready for an opportunity like this. But that has to be a considered factor.
And as you pointed out, Josh, he hasn't competed since July of 2018, so way over a year since he's been in the cage, taking a fight on short notice. I guess we'll have to see how good a shape he's in the longer this one goes. And here are the combination strikes from Deh.
Oh, that was a beautiful level change, and he completes now. Vucenic was looking for an arming guillotine himself. Trying to throw a triangle there, just good posture from Deh, good fundamentals. Let's see what he can do. He's going to get his hands off the mat, doesn't want to keep them there, wants to bring them back on the inside, try and control the biceps. See the hands coming back to that inside position. Ooh, triangle attempt though. Classic kind of grab that wrist and pull. Nice armbar spin. Oh, and that is a good
big slam there from Konmon Deh.
You know, ordinarily you teach fundamentally never slam off an armbar, you know, because you're going to probably loosen it. But that was right on the point of the back of the neck.
Vucenic trying to elevate his man there.
Vucenic showing he's dangerous, though. Again, he's going to go triangle off this overhook if he can. Good awareness from Deh to immediately step up and pass that side. Oh, he's going to roll through for a leg lock entry, though. Again, good work from Deh, just staying heavy in the scramble.
Konmon Deh clearly not here to make up the numbers tonight, Josh.
No, not at all. He's got to collect the leg back in, though. And just a little bit too loose, floating around on top. Vucenic holds it back in. Builds his base really nicely.
Vucenic looking for his second takedown of the round here. Connects the hands. Gets it briefly at least.
Yeah, it's almost impossible once the hands are connected that low around the thighs to get any sort of wide base back. That's a tough round. That's a tough round to score for the judges.
Yeah, Vucenic with the second takedown late on, but not really any time to do anything with it. Both guys scoring takedowns earlier in the round.
I mean, the time that Vucenic had on top with his first takedown wasn't a lot either, and it was up against the cage, and it was fairly deftly escaped. Of course, whilst Deh had more time on top, he didn't really do anything apart from almost get armbarred.
Let's take a look at some of that action now. Nice combination there from Konmon Deh. If you look back to the Aiden Lee fight, for example, he landed a lot of combos like that. A nice jab and a kick behind it, really keeping his opponent guessing.
Yeah, this was the good armbar, and it was set up from, it looked like it was going to be a triangle. And it was a really nice setup from Vucenic. He forced Konmon Deh to drive his arm back inside, and that's what opened up the submission attempt. He made him think he was going for a triangle by pushing it towards his chest, and when Deh counter-moved, he hit that armbar.
Yeah, we've seen guys stunned and dazed and even knocked out by slams like that. Interesting first round indeed here in our feature prelim. Cage Warriors 109. Grab one, the Josh Palmer privilege to call the action here from Resort World in Birmingham, UK. Second round, and we are underway. Both fighters trading kicks there. Vucenic getting the better of the exchanges.
Yeah, very much some of the Thai boxing from Vucenic. Lateral drop off the overhooks. That was nice from Deh, just couldn't quite stay attached. Again, nice arm drag from Vucenic. Ooh, beautiful timing. That was all timing. You saw how deep he got in on the hips because Vucenic was surging forward.
Yeah, both these guys shown that they're the total package thus far in this contest. We've seen work on the feet, and we've seen great takedowns from both men so far.
They are having some slick little exchanges at that moment of contact. You know, the willingness from Deh to try the big lateral drop off the overhooks, and then that kind of arm drag attempt from Vucenic as well was very nice. But Konmon Deh's got top position. Ghost escape for Vucenic, countered to the back. You know, it's a classic escape, but you've got to be ready to scramble up. And Deh's got to be careful not to fall off the top here. You see he's a little high without both hooks. He's got one now, though. Well, he's actually managed to almost, yeah, single hook control with the cross feet. It's pretty good.
Good work here from the Frenchman.
You see, he doesn't need to rush to get this second hook as long as he's got the wrist controlled and he can generate that kind of contact by keeping the feet crossed. And if he controls that left side wrist of Vucenic, it's going to be easier for him to get that next hook in. But you see Vucenic scooting his hips along the ground very nicely. Good defense.
Nice work to trip the leg out from underneath there. And it's interesting, Josh, just before that little exchange, Deh's corner was asking him to work right now. And unfortunately found himself reversed there, but looking for the Kimura grip is Konmon Deh.
Yeah, and he's almost locked up a crucifix. Can't quite get his hips underneath the head of Vucenic. Going guillotine again. Well, out position. He's got a scramble here. And that's good, smart work from Vucenic. I do like the decision-making of both of these guys. If you're triangling the legs there, it just means that it's so much harder for Deh to withdraw one leg and stand up.
Vucenic right in front of his own corner team there. Expertly placed to take instruction.
This is interesting posture from Vucenic. Oh, looking for a guillotine. He's going to crush him up against the cage here if he can drive the hips in, but...
Big knee there from Vucenic, and another. Deh's having to defend here.
Yeah, he's got to free the head.
Just keep popping him in. While he's there, just keep popping him in.
It doesn't look like the bicep of Vucenic is that far over the back of the head, but these are doing a lot of damage.
If you want to be down, go down.
Ooh.
No. Keep going. If you want to be down, go down. Don't play your fingertips.
Oh,
Interesting there from Mark Goddard.
Oh, high elbow guillotine. This is tight. And with the knees on it as well. Oh, good scramble.
Now, you've got to have your full palms or the flats of your fists on the mat. You can't just put your fingertips down and pick them up. You know, that's an amendment to the rule we saw some time ago, and Mark Goddard not having any of it there, not letting Konmon Deh play the game, as they say.
The rule is there to protect a down fighter from being, you know, stuck in the head when they're legitimately downed, and you can't just sit there and pretend to be down.
And the corner there of Vucenic saying, come on, he's getting tired now. They want their man to put his foot on the gas.
Yeah, and almost on cue, there's some big deep breaths from Konmon Deh. Deh with those overhooks. I mean, Vucenic had an interesting approach here to try and just attack the neck from a standing position, but only 44 left in this round.
40 seconds left, Jordan.
Cage Warriors 109, our main card, set to go live at the top of the hour. If you're not subscribed and you're joining us here on UFC Fight Pass, hit that subscribe button. We've got 5 incredible contests coming your way, topped off by a world lightweight title bout as the champion Jai Herbert makes his first defense against Cain Carrizosa from the US of A. Huge fight in the lightweight division coming up later this evening. Konmon Deh with a nice reversal there.
Well, I mean, it was Vucenic rolling for the high elbow guillotine, and you see Konmon Deh still in it, still wanting to get some payback, but it's going to be a little bit too little, too late, and a good round on the board for Vucenic, for certain.
Perhaps a little bit of frustration creeping onto the face of Konmon Deh there.
Yeah, he was able to escape in that first round quite quickly from that pressured position, but not able to this time.
Let's take a look at some of the action from that round. It was almost a sacrifice throw there from Deh. But
that's exactly what it was. Not able to scramble. This was the timing, though. Timing was everything on this, and keeping that right elbow really nice and tight, blocking the hip as he turned the corner.
We're going to take a look now at the incident with the knee. Now, you cannot put your fingertips on the ground and expect to be treated like a downed fighter. This is explained, obviously, in the rules meetings. And unfortunately there, Konmon Deh took a couple of knees that he probably should have been defending, and what you didn't see there during those replays is that referee Mark Goddard went over to the corner of Konmon Deh and just made sure that there was no ambiguity about that ruling whatsoever.
Yeah, that was by far the most significant action of that round as well. They really were some heavy blows, even with a glove in the way, the concussive force is huge. Nice switch kick.
5 minutes remaining will separate one of these two men from victory. Konmon Deh is going to have to dig very deep here. A closer first round, the second round probably gone the way of Jordan Vucenic.
I mean, Vucenic's definitely got that second. I think either of these corners, if they're going to be sensible, is not assume anything in the first. You know, if you're Deh's corner, tell him he needs to really work for a finish. Vucenic try and definitely secure this round.
Nice right hand there from the Frenchman. Vucenic firing back. And look, Konmon Deh's really got nothing to lose here. He's taken this bout against a top prospect on short notice at a higher weight category, and he's certainly hanging in there. If he wins, it's a huge upset. If he doesn't, well, look, the deck's been stacked against him.
Yeah, I mean,
Jordan Vucenic, this is a real must-win situation.
Yeah, we didn't talk about the fact this is a catch weight for the most part, and you can see, you know, Vucenic is noticeably bigger than Konmon Deh, who, of course, is, you know, featherweight most of the time.
Deh looking to set something up here. Jordan Vucenic looking very calm and collected, though. Nice shot to the body from Konmon Deh there.
Heard the force on that teep kick. Good sprawl. The defense is going to allow the pressure to keep driving. And this is where Deh's got to get up. He cannot let his legs get pinned down and secured again. He's got to build quick here.
They're trying to suck the hips back and find the base for himself. He gets it. He's got Vucenic still on his back, though.
Yeah, let's see what he does to get out of this.
Don't have to do anything fancy.
He's trying to turn, put his back on the cage. That's a nice body lock takedown.
Squeeze your heart.
And we heard the corner there of Vucenic saying, look, you don't have to do anything fancy at this stage. And a nice meat and potatoes body lock takedown from the Englishman. And he's got 2.5 minutes to work with in his own corner.
Yeah, they're exactly right. You know, keep the fight there, keep it grinding, stay attached. You know, that's what made that body lock takedown a little bit easier for him. Is, you know, he was just attached permanently the whole time. And here he's staying heavy, and you know, this is where the fatigue may come into the day here. Carrying the weight deep in the third round when you're the one who needs to be active.
Vucenic's corner saying, look, just keep chipping away. Nothing flashy needed. He's in a good position here. 2 minutes left on the clock. Very, very solid base here from Vucenic. Really not giving Konmon Deh any room to maneuver from that bottom position.
Yeah, he's also not looking for looser passes. He's trying to feed that right arm through that allow him to kind of pry the leg open, but he's been very diligent about staying heavy. Lockdown for Konmon Deh there. That's going to allow him to elevate Vucenic, especially as he's got that left underhook. He's got to use it. He can't stay flat on his back here. Oh, and he gives it up. He had the exact setup he needed to try and off balance and force some sort of scramble. See him stretching that leg out a little bit to try and take Vucenic further down his body, but he's got to use it, and he's giving up that top underhook, which is negating all the work.
With just a minute to go, perhaps fatigue clouding the decision-making of Konmon Deh a little bit there.
Yeah, a little bit too flat, a little bit static. Oh, Vucenic threatening arming guillotine. It's a good decision, trying to get the big squeeze on it.
Deh able to pull his head out, but what can he do with 30 seconds on the clock?
We saw the flurry at the end of the second when he had a bit of time to work, but he's really got to do something here.
Diving in with shots from this top position, but he's not got a solid base there.
Oh, it's good work with the elevator hooks from Vucenic. Just constantly off balancing, trying to go deep half here.
Good work from Deh to stay solid on top, but he's not going to have time to pull off the miracle finish.
You see how active Vucenic is. It means that Deh can't throw any strikes. He can't settle his base. You know, there he had really good posture to try and stand over him and land some crushing ground and pound. Vucenic just didn't let him. He kept kicking the hips, moving him around. Really good work from Vucenic.
Yeah, really good work from the 23-year-old, 23 years old, and you know, that's a real workmanlike performance against a guy over a decade his senior with a lot more in-cage experience at the highest level. That's as solid as win as you're going to get, and you know, perhaps even a bigger win than Lewis Monarch. Not to say that Konmon Deh is higher than Monarch in any kind of rankings, but in terms of what it represents, a win over the more experienced fighter, perhaps Vucenic is going to learn a lot more from that, but I wish we get to see that Lewis Monarch fight next year.
Yeah, so that was the body lock from Vucenic. Never gave up the double unders. Went for this arming guillotine, which is a good option from here. It would have been nice to stay in the mounted position and try and finish that, but this is a good squeeze. You see he's trying to stay as high as possible on the back of the neck. He's not able to do so. But it was here where he immediately went to the hips, moved Konmon Deh around, and you know, if you never let a guy settle and connect his base to the ground and get a stable platform from which to strike from, the strikes are going to be no good. So, you know, great fundamentals.
Well, solid performance from both these gentlemen. For one last time, we'll throw it to our MC in the cage to make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of mixed martial arts action, we go to our judges' scorecards. All 3 judges score this bout 30-27 in favor of your winner by way of unanimous decision. In the red corner, Jordan, the Epidemic Vucenic!
A big win for Jordan, the Epidemic Vucenic. He moves to 5-1 with the victory over the tough veteran Konmon Deh.